Welcome back, guys. Got a little video for y'all. We got I'm gonna explain in this video what happens when you buy a aftermarket or a cheap torque converter. I'm gonna explain what happened to this transmission, and this is one of the reasons I don't do carryouts no more unless it's a licensed technician to put the transmission in. With that said, I'm gonna get to the video real quick because I know y'all want to know what happened. This is the transmission that we built about probably back in June. Y'all probably seen the video. The snap wing was blown off the drum. This time it didn't blow the snap wing off the drum, so we got that situation fixed. What's going on is third and fourth gear is burnt up big time. And the reason why third and fourth is burnt up because the customer insisted. This was a carryout, by the way. So the customer insisted that he was going to buy his own torque converter, which is right here. Now I told him, do not. Hold on, let me wipe this camera off a little bit for y'all. I told him, do not buy a torque converter from O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's, they get their torque converters from the cheapest manufacturer in the world. Now, O'Reilly's, they got some good parts, but the torque converters are trash. They literally told me they had a recall on these things. So what does the customer do? He goes behind my back and buys O'Reilly's torque converter. Well, here we are today. The truck is behind me. It's an 08 Canyon, GMC Canyon. Alright? It's the first time I've even seen the vehicle. But long story short is, if I flip the converter over, the tag right here says, if my phone will focus. Sorry for the lighting. My light above my head is different this time. 2-1 of 22. Alright? So more likely this is one of the converters that got recalled. What happened is, we got a code in it that says, torque converter not going to lock up. P0741. On these Chevrolets, or pretty much a Honda or whatever, but main thing is on a Chevrolet, if this torque converter ain't going to lock up, and these clutches are on, these clutches stay on in third and fourth, and that torque converter is not locked in high gear, these clutches are done. They're going to be burnt up. Doesn't matter you burning something up or not. And the clear reason you know the torque converter is burnt up too, you can see all this sparkly, sorry my dog, see that sparkly stuff on the plate? All that sparkly shit right there is torque converter material. That's not clutch material. That's thick stuff. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm sorry for my dog barking. He probably sees a cat or something. But yes, my phone ain't picking it up good. But hopefully y'all can see all that little sparkly stuff. All that is torque converter material. Well, with that said, look at the valve body. All this is, it's take 10 years to clean all this crap off. Now, on these Chevrolets, you can take out your lockup valve right here, and you can bypass the PWM to make it go in the lockup a lot smoother, or a lot harder, or whatever. But it's a Colorado Canyon truck. We don't care about that. But look, this is the main thing I want to show y'all this. This is why you don't buy an aftermarket used torque converter. When I got the transmission out of the vehicle, I could not get the torque converter off the freaking flywheel. Look right here. Sorry for my lighting. God almighty. Right there on the edge, but that torque converter is all messed up. I could not get that torque converter off of that darn flywheel or the crank. I'm going to take y'all in the vehicle and show y'all the other part. Alright, so hopefully I can get this. On these Colorado's Canyons, they got this weird setup where the torque converter slots into that hole right there, right in the back of the crank. Alright, well, I don't know if y'all can see it. But that shit is burred up, wheels scored up in there. So I'm hoping, to be honest with you, I'm hoping when we put a lot of torque converter and we get this thing right finally for this customer, that this one ain't gonna be wobbling and turn the transmission up again. If it wobbles, the crank is gonna be tore up and bad. Sad to say. So, and a shortcut, on these canyons and stuff, you do not have to take the starter off. Yes, you can get the torque converter bolts out to that starter hole, but the shortcut I learned, you can come right here, that little black cover that comes off right here. You can get the right size wrench up in there just the right way, and you can get the torque converter bolt set right here. So, give y'all little tips on that. Let's go back to the table and I'll show you some more damage. Alright, at the pan, the magnet, full of metal. When you got that much metal, yes, you can have clutch material, but when that metal is God almighty real thick, that thick, that's torque converter material. So what happened was, the torque converter quit going to lockup, and on top it probably had a defective shaft right here too, and the torque converter was doing this when it's spinning. It's probably wobbling. When it's spinning, it's probably wobbling a little bit. That wobbling, as you can see right here, get my flashlight for y'all. You see that ring around the sun shell? Well, the sun shell has been cutting into the case. We put a monster sun shell in this thing when I built it. Ain't no reason that sun shell should be cutting into the case like that, guys. So there's that. So when it's wobbling, it's cracking more metal. So the ceiling rings did not get cut, but right here on the new drum I put in it, it tore the bushing up. So I done put way over $800 of parts in this thing the first time, and this thing is not going to break me this time, guys. So I mean, this is one of the reasons I don't do carryouts anymore unless a licensed technician. I love rebuilding these things. I put my heart and soul in them. But at the end of the day, when somebody goes behind your back, I mean, the customer says they're right all the time, but at the end of the day, when they want to go behind your back and buy the cheapest torque converter you can get off the shelf, which I actually looked up the code in this one. He got this one for $89 at O'Reilly's. So, and you can look right here. The thing is, it says LUK right there. That's the brand. That's the shittiest brand you can possibly get. Okay? That is some Japanese, Chinese brand right there. No offense to none of my viewers or anything, but some things you just don't need to get like that. But this is what happens when you buy a cheap torque converter and you basically get what you pay for. Third and fourth is totally trashed, burn up, and it's gonna take hours and hours of cleaning this thing. I gotta take the pump apart. I gotta double check everything over again. And I haven't went down to the bottom, see if there's more damage down the bottom. But I gotta take everything back out and see what happened. Well, any more damage, basically. But like right now, I'm at a point where I'm just gonna find a Lolo transmission core and build it. Because once I build one time, and then it comes back and it's tore up even worse than it was the first time, I just throw them away and start over. So, yes, guys, common sense. Are you going to buy a $100 torque converter? Or are you going to buy, let's say, a $500 torque converter? Do you want one to last longer and hold it up to the power? Or do you want one that's going to last 5 months and tear everything up and don't fit right from day one. So he should have seen that. So please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell that we know new videos are coming up. And I'll definitely catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks.